welcome to Let's Play Gran Turismo 3, episode 83. And so, we are now going to move on to rally event number 3 in this game, which is the Smokey Mountain Rally. And for this event, because I used a Toyota Corolla for Smokey Mountain in arcade mode, I think for this one I'm going to use the Celica rally car for this, because I've used both of my Mitsubishi rally cars and, well, I figure now is probably the time for me to switch to a Toyota for the next event. And as you would anticipate, I am of course going to get myself a turbo, because that will be useful. And let's now get on with rally event number 3, which is the Smokey Mountain Rally. So 3 races as always, and obviously same prize giving structure as we've had for the previous 2 events, and let's get going with race number 1. And where it is a Subaru Impreza we are going up against here at Smokey Mountain. And where I am going to take the driver aids off and let's get going. So here we are, race 1 of the Smokey Mountain Rally, which I think, as far as I know, from Gran Turismo 2 was known as Smoky Mountain North. If you've played Gran Turismo 2, because that's basically what this course was in the rally events in Gran Turismo 2, or as they were called in that game, the dirt events, because rallying was a unique little innovation they introduced in that game, and it's basically been in every other game since then. Even then, of course, if most of the games have basically just been dirt events, mainly just racing on dirt or gravel. But if you played either Gran Turismo games 4 or 5, then you probably do get snow events as well, and also tarmac rally events. Heading down the inside of the Impreza, and I now take the lead. Here in Smoky Mountain, the Impreza is looking quick here at Smoky Mountain, and I'm actually reaching top speed. I'm not far from reaching top speed. Perhaps I shouldn't use the Celica for this. Although then again, I did want to challenge myself, and oddly enough, for this event, I'm certainly giving myself a challenge by using the Celica. And well, because I would imagine this Celica was from 95, I would imagine this probably was the banned Celica from the WRC, because this was effectively the car that got Toyota banned from the 95 World Rally Championship as a result of using a turbocharger, which was ultimately the main reason why they had such an advantage down the straights. And I figured, since this car had a low top speed, I might as well give myself a challenge and basically just use the Celica for this one event. I can tell you one thing, I've definitely been given a challenge against the old school Impreza, because, oddly enough, that Richard Burns driven Impreza, as which that is of course the Subaru Impreza after Colin McRae left for Ford in the 99 season. Ultimately, he's been keeping up with me pretty much lap after lap, he has not been letting me go away with this race. That Subaru was looking quick, but somehow, because this is only the first race, I've actually been able to give myself enough of an interval to prove that I can win using the Celica. And oddly enough, under these in-depth circumstances, that is exactly what I am managing to somewhat successfully prove. Proving that I can win even using slightly rally cars in terms of top speed. And so, first race is done. Celica beats the Impreza. Toyota has beaten Subaru. Toyota, let's go places. And furthermore, yes, I did quote the American Toyota ads when I say that. Which, by the way, is their slogan in America. For any Toyota-made products in America, or at least any Toyota-produced products in America. And I'll save the replay in the second race. Also, furthermore, I should probably mention, in the description it says, "Raise a cloud of dust." And it is now round 2 of Celica versus Impreza. Whoever wins, hopefully it will be me. The third race, I am pretty sure I will definitely need the turbo on regardless of what happens in the second race, even if I dominate. I can guarantee the turbo will be absolutely vital. And already short-shifting my way up into 6th gear because apparently with certain rally cars that does provide more acceleration, which oddly enough also provides in a way also provides additional acceleration when we're wanting to go flat out down the more or less start-finish straight, he thinks. Anyways, 4 tenths behind the Impreza. Almost coming into contact with the wall there, but I hit the outside wall, and at the moment I am just not concentrating at all. But I'm hopeful in saying I will manage to take the lead, as we are now side by side as we head down the front stretch back onto the tarmac section. I do now retake the lead, and also furthermore, in GT3, unlike GT2, we are actually racing with the tarmac section, as of which most of the dirt tracks in this game, or rally tracks I should say, have asphalt section. Because even though many of you will probably know that I'm used to racing on asphalt, obviously this more or less in many cases is basically a motocross course, because you're basically a rallycross course, I should mention. How did I say autocross? Right. But yes, this is basically a rallycross course, because you're racing on tarmac to start off on the track, and then the later stages you're basically racing. And then closing stages of the lap you're racing on tarmac. So to start off the lap you're racing on tarmac, and then to end the lap you're racing on tarmac. And the Subaru is definitely looking quicker in this race. And unfortunately, even though we were side by side down the front stretch, I'm actually surprised to say that my lap time actually registered. And a little bit of contact there with the outside dike, I think that is. At least I think that's a dike. But managing to keep myself close to the compressor, he is definitely looking quicker in the second race than he was the first race. This is proving to be quite some competition compared to the previous two events, because the compressor for this event is definitely quick, and he is not going easy on me. Even though I do manage to slot myself back up into the leader's position, I am willing to say that I am managing to at least give myself an interval where I am proving to still be quick. And now heading into the low 118s for my best lap time. And, well, the Scooby is still proving to be quick in terms of straight line speed. But again, it still tends to go way too late into that first corner, because that first corner is literally a left-hander, and even though it's a sharp left-hander, it just literally goes on the brakes way too fucking late to actually make the corner. It's almost like it just deliberately wants to wreck at the first corner every time it enters it, which oddly enough is an advantage to me, because I can actually make the corner without overshooting most of the time. I mean, there have been times where even I have overshot that first corner, but the Impreza tends to overshoot a lot more than I do. And at the moment, of course, my Toyota Celica is now back out in front. Up to this point, and I am looking good. As we now head into the final lap, leading by just about a second more or less, even though the Impreza will still catch up to me down the front stretch, or more or less the front stretch, because he has more speed than I do. But again, because I'm the more consistent driver through the corners, that's ultimately what has been managing to keep me ahead. And I would say that Impreza in this race has been exceptionally good for the second race, because at the moment this is proving to be the closest rallycross race I've had so far. Because for all the dirt track events in GT2, you're basically racing on just dirt and gravel, whereas in the GT3 rally events you are mostly racing on gravel and tarmac tracks. Anyways, I win race 2 by 85 hundredths of a second. 8.5 tenths, I should say. And here's to hoping with the turbo one that I can win race number 3. And well, just because of how close the racing has been for this one, I will save the replay. Shalabang, shalaboom. Third race. And I am not going to waste any of your time just fiddling about with everything that could happen. Don't think I need to change the top speed, but a turbo is crucial if I'm going to win this race, which is 7 laps long. So, top speed might plague me just a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that since I'm not on the asphalt for too long, I'm pretty sure that I will manage to hopefully win this race eventually, if that's, you know, what it comes down to, because the racing in this one has actually been longer than the 2 previous events, because we've had to go 3 laps for race 1 and 5 laps for race 2. I guess that's just an indication of what's to come, methinks. Just keeping myself in check. With what is to come in the future. I'm pretty sure for this, I do have all the tuning I need to win. Let's upload them all. I just saw some yachts down there, so that I'm estimating is probably either a river or a lake I see down there. And I think I just hit the rough limit there. But unfortunately, because this thing Fortunately, however, because I am using a turbo in this race, I am managing to stay ahead of the pretzel. So, I think it's fair to say at the moment, I am consensually good in this race at the moment. Although, if I'm being completely honest, the Impreza for the first 2 races has definitely proven to be an exceptional improvement, and this race is only further captivating what exactly he is truly capable of, because he's been staying within a second of me pretty much all race long up to this point, and there really is no point in stopping him from doing that, because he clearly has the top speed advantage, and much as though he might have forced me into the wall there, but I'm not going to put too much of the blame on him, because I had a feeling he was probably going to lead eventually, heading down that front stretch of tarmac, because I knew I was going to be lacking in speed, but fortunately I'm just having a run. Fortunately, because we are racing on a course that has more or less low speed corners, I'm pretty sure the cornering sections are precisely where I can get the advantage, because I'm proving to be a lot more consistent through the corners than my opponent is, and that's exactly what's been keeping me ahead in this race for so long. And I'm not even going to bother fighting him. I know he will take the lead from me, so I'm basically just going to leave the door open, wait for him to overshoot, and then just slip myself back in. And surprisingly this time he does not overshoot that corner. He does not overshoot the left-hander. So I'm running heavily at the moment. but still managing to get the cornering entries I need, as well as the exits I need to keep myself ahead of the Impreza. And the gap after 4 laps nearly is now over a second, but that will easily be erased. Because that Subaru basically works like an erasure, or eraser, I should say, when it comes to this front stretch, because he will inevitably close that gap. And I'm not going to bother fighting him, even though he will still clash with me regardless of what happens. And surprisingly this time he does not clash with me. And maybe my entry into that left-hander was a little bit slow, but yeah, I've still got plenty of opportunities to back. My opportunities at the moment are easily accessible to retaking the lead. The Subaru so far in this event has been nothing more but an exception. And I'm just lucky to say that up to this point I've managed to sweep all of the rally events going to this point in the game. And then, following the rally events, of course, that is when I will be doing the endurance events to send off the international A license events. Anyways, 2 laps to go, and as I expected, the Scooby is once again closing in down that front stretch. And a little bit quicker this time into the corner compared to what I was previously, and I also got a pretty good exit as well, but the Impreza has the slightly more superior speed coming out of that left-hander before turn 3. At the moment, of course, and ultimately we are now onto the final lap, as I just noticed. I'm going deep into the corner this time because I know the Impreza has been aggressive enough to overshoot and yet somehow still stay ahead of me before we get into the corner. But yet, as soon as we get off the corner, I manage to do the old switch and ironically enough, up to this point, I thought for sure my perfect win streak in the rally events so far was going to be in jeopardy, but apparently at the moment that is not proving to be the case. Because this is an exceptionally good opponent I've been up against in this event, and in the first 2 races he has been quite a challenger. In the final race, as a result of his mistakes, looks as though this is going to be my largest winning margin, and indeed it is, because I win by 1.5 seconds in the end as a result of the Impreza's mistakes. But I will certainly not dispute the competitive spirit the Impreza has had throughout these races, because Impreza has definitely looked quick. Also furthermore, I am nearly 100 grand richer from what I was when I started the rally events. Also my door is open, although it probably won't be too much of a problem because I have a noise cancelling microphone anyway. And what automobile are we going to win this time? We get the Focus. Nice. Very nice. And, officially, that is now 3 events done. And next time we shall be doing the Swiss Alps Rally. And let's now check out our next prize car. And we are now already 81.6% complete with the game. And I think for the next 2 events I will use some Fords, because I have both the Ford Escort and the Ford Focus. Yeah, anyways. So that's our prize car from the Smoky Mountain Rally. Next time we shall be doing the Swiss Alps Rally. Stay tuned.